I should actually put my headset on if I'm going to stream, shouldn't I? Hello, welcome. The lighting looks all weird because the camera's reacting to these white bags and boards that are sitting here, sitting here on my desk. I was in the middle of cleaning and straightening stuff up, and I was going through all of these bags and boards that I just have. Like, I got tons of these things, yo. And they were unsorted, and that is literally the worst. Anyway, we do have actual comic stuff. Let me put this here for the moment. So you got something better to look at than the white field. I'm got to pull up the music and do all that kind of stuff. And YouTube still taking using the same stream queue, AutoStar enabled. What delay do I have? YouTube is not cooperating with me. I apologize if anything here is weird. That was not intentional. What delay do I have? Oh, hey, I can hear myself. Okay, so now I know I'm actually here. Hey, Eli Easy, my dude, you made it. I am just starting up. I've had a busy kind of day, you know? It's been one of those days. Although, granted, you know, I am a little late because I stopped to, and no, we're not going to talk about that. I was fixing a keyboard, okay? I was fixing a keyboard. And I found out I couldn't fix it. I could not fix the keyboard because a little tiny plastic peg had totally broken off. And that sucked. That sucked. Anyway, Eli Easy, welcome to the party. We're going to get the Space Church music going here. There we go. Space Church music is achieved. Let me undo my headset and let me get my desk lamp on. Oh, I've actually got, I don't know if I'm going to use it for anything, but I totally have this halogen lamp I found. Super bright, man. Super duper bright over here. Like ultra omega levels of brightness. I don't know if I'm going to use it for anything, but I was like, that could be useful. I'll put that on my desk. It's all good. Cue the Space Church music. It is here. Amplitude Studios, Endless Space soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time. I like it a lot. I also like the soundtrack for FTL. I like the soundtrack for both of these games more than I like the games themselves. But this one, Amplitude Studios years ago said it was free to use as long as you attributed it to them, and I try to remember to do that every time I'm doing this, because, well, I want you to go check their games out. They're pretty cool strategy games. I have some quibbles with the way the tech trees work and stuff, and you can go watch my videos I did multiplayer with Six of Cyrus if you want to experience the frustration, the pain, the anguish, like firsthand. Alright, let me clear this stuff off my desk. My desk is just covered in stuff over here. We've got this stack of bags and boards. Let's see. This is all BCW modern bags and boards. I didn't even know I had these. They were just stuck in this. I had a desk drawer over here, and the thing was just full of bags and boards. So those were all the modern ones. Then these are the ones that are modern but giant size, so that they can handle the DC Giants, which have been sitting on my desk for a while. Let me get this letter from the old Crudo guys. They're cool guys. Let me get that out of the way. Did I just dox Maury by accident? I hope not. I hope not. Anyway, I had all these things, and I was like, oh man, I don't have giant bags. And then I started like cleaning stuff out, and I found a bunch of Silver Age bags, which I got them in right now, but I'll probably transfer them over to the giant size bags and put the silver bags in with, oh my lord, I have approximately 1 mojillion Silver Age bags. There's got to be 100 of them in here. It's amazing what you pick up over time. And I found like a random magazine bag and a bunch of stuff that's unclassifiable too. I found a whole bunch of that where it's just like, I don't know what size this stuff is. Some of it's like magazine size, some of it's just weird, and I just got a whole bunch of this stuff. And then I got some even weirder ones. Yeah, naturally I have weirder ones. Like, this is stuff I got, like, I don't even know what this came in. Picked up a first printing of it. Came out on Wednesday, #1. Hey, I remember liking that. I remember liking that thing. And I got like these. I have no idea. I guess I bought something in them. They got staples through them, so I'll probably get rid of them. But on the other hand, what if I need them for something? If nothing else, this would be good for like shipping. You know, you like put a bag in a board. So I think this is the right size for a comic book. Let's see. Yeah, so you could put like a bag and a board inside of this thing. Tape that up over it. Like that. And now you got like something that's tougher than just the bag and the board. And then you can put that into the Gemini or whatever. So I might just keep those. These crazy things for that. What did I get in these? Oh, these had comic books in them. That's right. I got these at thrift stores, St. Vincent de Paul. At the St. Vinny's over in Verona. They had like 3 or 4 comic books or something in them. And since it was for charity, I went whole hog. I think some of them had graphic novels and stuff too. That's right. Anyway, I just found like all kinds of weird bags. I know that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about comic books because this is New Comic Book Day. So, crinkle the plastic, please. Ah, plastic crinkling ASMR. That is, I'm told, the future. Hey man, did you go on that plastic crinkle stream? Oh, before I do that, hold on. I don't remember if I showed these off when I picked them up new, but I totally went to Walmart and I kind of picked up most, if not all, of the random new books that I was missing. Oh yeah, I did show it off because I have 2 Flashes and I remember being... Or was it 2 Aquamans? I think it was 2 Flashes. Oh, I put one of the Flashes on up in the extra stack. Anyway, I bought 2 of those by accident, and I'm very embarrassed by that fact. And let's never mention it again. But if you want to make fun of me for doing that, feel free, because that's a fun thing to get made fun of. That's not like some weird thing. That's just like, oh, I derped and I picked up 2, and I think what had happened is I thought one of them was actually the Aquaman, but I had put the Aquaman back down to look for a better copy or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I got those. I'm going to have to rebag them into the correct things here in a second. Did you get... Oh, yes, I did. You know I got my 3 free books. That's where we are about to go, my friend. And I was actually really very pleasantly surprised by the free books. Let's see. Put these over here. So, like, 2 of them are... I guess really just one of them is kind of the thing you expect to see, like in the quarter bin, or the 50-cent bin, or the dollar bin. It's a Malibu book, man. Nobody collects these things. Nobody likes these things. But there's something I have kind of taken a liking to over the years. Man, this camera is positioned really badly over here. I'm just like noticing like the bottom like 2 inches of the book are hanging off of the edge of my table here. But yeah, old Malibu book. I didn't even flip through this. I know I don't own it because I don't own a lot of these, and I kind of have the ones I do own like memorized. But Malibu was pretty cool because they invented all the digital coloring stuff that everybody else uses. That's why Marvel actually bought Malibu back in the day, was to get access to that digital coloring technology. And I don't know the characters too well. Like, if you went, Elizabeth, my dude, what Malibu character do you recognize? It'd be like, Nightman. He's the guy that plays saxophone. Kind of an embarrassing knowledge of that. A Mantra, like, okay, I guess I do know Mantra, and then you see Solitaire. I got 1 or 2 other Solitaire books. So it's like I have a very passing familiarity, but it's fun getting these out of the 50-cent bin because I'm like collecting these for free. What I wish I would see in the 50-cent bin is a bunch of old Impact books, man. I love that stuff. The Impact Black Hood, I bought like, I don't know, 8 or 9 issues like when I was a kid. Like I started from the #1 and I was hooked, man, because the Black Hood actually dies in the first issue and you get this replacement hero in his place who's not even a hero. It's just some kid who happened to pick up the mask and now he's stuck being the Black Hood, the vigilante that goes into this like Punisher kind of stuff. Totally my jam. I ate that stuff up with a spoon. A big spoon too, not like a little, a teaspoon or something. No, I'm talking like we got a shovel in here, like a little sand shovel, like when you're a kid. And we're just scooping that comic into my mouth like that. I'm gonna take a drink, and I'll be right back. So enjoy the Space Church music uninterrupted for a moment. Alright. So yeah, this was free book number 1. Just flipping through it here. I didn't flip through it at the store, but flipping through it here. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm kind of hyped to actually read this. Oh, that's a pretty good little splash right there to end on. Him like tugging the mask into position and then taking flight. Like, looks pretty cool. Something about the leg looks funny. I think the knee pad is wrong. Hold up. We're going to have to draw this out. We're going to have to draw this out. What happened to my HP notepad? I was going to use up that graph paper. There it is. You know, one thing about being in IT, you end up with the weirdest stuff, man. Whoever would have thought that I, Dr. Elizabar, PhD, would end up with an HP tablet? Where's a pen? I got a whole drawer full of pens over here. Which one of you writes? Or we can just use a pencil, maybe? Let's get a pencil. Do I have a sharpened pencil? You're a sharpened pencil. Ooh, fancy. Look at that. Got that gold pressed in. That's Murado. Yeah, Murado's the brand. It's a number 2, as you can see. I haven't written with this pencil in like 10 years, man. This has just lived in my desk. Alright, let's look at his knee. So you can see the thigh arcs like this, and the other part of the thigh goes like that. Typical thigh. We got the hip over here. So now the knee joint occupies this. We're coming down like that. And I think the thing that seals it is the foot here. So the foot is like this. Yeah, pretend I can draw. So I think this is actually how they broke this down. But if you look, this looks like the top of the thigh. So if that's the top of the thigh, that means that the knee pad needs to be like this and not as it's shown. So the knee pad needs to occupy this space so that the side of the knee is here. And that's clearly not the case. The entire knee pad occupies this entire region. This should be like the strap that holds it over here. So let's redraw this with correct physics, because otherwise this guy won't be able to move. The knee pad wraps too far around. So we should just have like a strap going like that right there. That's how this should look. Because this is the far side of the knee pad. Like he's got that buckle strappy thing going across like this, which probably actually connects to that thing. So if that's the far side of the knee pad, yeah, that means we're looking directly straight on this knee. So he's either twisting his leg at an unnatural angle like he's a Sith, or the knee pad's wrong. And I'm going to guess the knee pad's wrong. Yeah, we just broke down anatomy in a 30-year-old comic book, because that's the kind of people we are. We are the comic book anatomy experts. Oh, yeah, hold on. That's because I left the stupid one light on. Hold on, let me fix that. I forgot to turn that back off after I turned it on when I was just talking about, I got it turned on. Some of the glare I can't fix, like the overhead light is going to put a glare at the bottom down here no matter what I do. There's just nowhere or no better lighting solution I have. But that should make it a little bit better, because the glare from the desk light, or the lamp over there, isn't as bad as that halogen light I had on. But thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. I meant to turn that light back off right after I turned it on, and I got carried away talking to Eli Easy there in the chat. All right. So, yeah, free comic book number 1, because I went to Graham Cracker Comics. You go to a Graham Cracker Comics on a Wednesday, you get 3 books out of the 50-cent bin for the low, low price of nothing. You gotta love it. Like, how do you beat 0 as a price? And I did kind of go off when I was talking about this on a tangent about the old Archie heroes and the Impact line. Well, the Impact line wasn't the first time that they had been revived. Oh, it's live over... What do you mean it's live over here? Did something happen, Ninja? Did it... Oh, it popped 2 of them? That is goofy. Let me go delete the other one so that it's not sitting there taunting people. I don't know why it did that. I only hit go live 1 time. That's weird. YouTube is weird, man. Streaming to Twitch is a lot easier than streaming to YouTube, because YouTube just wants to do things in its own special way. Yeah, look at that. There's a second one. Let me go ahead and kill that. Metaphorically, we're going to delete it, so it's not like I'm actually injuring it in any way. By the way, Ninja Weasel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for telling me about that. Appreciate it. One of these days, I will become the master of YouTube streaming, as opposed to just uploading a ton of crap on YouTube. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I got a soft spot for those Archie heroes, man. That's why I like those Impact books. I was just waxing poetic about the black hood in them. But, this was right behind Solitaire. So I was picking books up by 3s, because you get 3 free books. And I saw like 1 set of 3, and I was like, I don't want any of those. Picked up the next one, didn't want any. So I went to a different bin. And it started going, and I saw like this little ribbon of orange, and I'm like, oh, that draws the eye. And I pulled it up, and Solitaire. I'm like, oh, cool. And then right behind it was The Shield. And that's how I knew I wanted to get these for my free books. Grab the Crusaders from Red Circle. I haven't read them. Honestly, I've read, I got 1 or 2 others. I think I got a Black Hood one. It wasn't particularly good. I thought the Impact books were better. But you know what? I like the characters. Oh, did you check out the Mighty Crusader mini from, was it 2018? Written by Ian Flynn. I thought that was pretty good. It had Kelsey Shannon on the art. Kelsey Shannon's art really fit the characters really well, I thought. They also did that Mighty Crusaders versus Super Teens, or whatever the Archie, like the superhero version of Archie is called, and that was okay, but it wasn't as good as the Mighty Crusaders mini. Every time I see Ian Flynn, I'm like, dude, when are you going to do this? Not that I see him in person, but one of my old friends from City of Heroes knows Ian Flynn, so we kind of run into each other every now and then online. Like, Ian will go stream on Twitch on the Bumblecast channel, which is also where my buddy Kyle, he streams on that too. Bumblecast Gaming or something like that. And so I'll like drop in and be like, Kyle, tell Ian I need more Mighty Crusaders. And I'll be like, Ian, you gotta email my blah, 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 blah. And Ian's like, shut up, leave me alone, leave me alone. See, I liked your Walmart comics reviews. Oh wait, let me read you Easy's. No, you haven't, but you plan to eventually. I really enjoyed the 2018 mini, but I gotta warn you, my dude. I gotta warn you. It doesn't finish the story it started. Like, there's a plot thread hanging out there at the end of it, and it made me want the next issue, but there's not a next issue. So if you go into it, just kind of brace yourself for that kind of cliffhangeriness. That's why I really want Ian Flynn to write one more issue, man. One more. Just close the story. But the other stuff in that miniseries, I really enjoyed. The cool combat, the crazy powers, all that kind of stuff. Okay, let me read. Let me make sure I get your name right. Jance. Well, that's pretty easy. I liked your Walmart comic reviews for all the talk I heard about him. You first had summarized. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the kind. I hope I didn't just like peek on the mic. I saw the bar go like way into red territory on OBS, but thank you for that. Those kind words. I appreciate that. I'm at a loss for words. I might do some more of those Walmart reviews, depending on how much time I have. My day job is taking up a lot of my life these days, but I did stop at Walmart a while back, and I picked up this many, and maybe I will get a chance to actually sit down and read them. I skimmed all of them before I bagged them, and I didn't really read them in depth. Some of the stories didn't look like I was going to enjoy them, so that was kind of a bummer. But I'm glad that you found those useful. I really like these when they started. I think they're making too many. I think they're making too many of them. They're kind of diluting the idea, and it's really hard to find one. Like, if you go in and you're like, okay, I need the new Superman one, that's actually really hard to do. You're mean, Eli. You're mean. Anyway, we'll put this aside. So, old Red Circle, Archie, Mighty Crusader character. And then the third book I got out of the 50-cent bin. I'm not even going to dignify your comment by reading it, sir. That's just mean-spirited, picking on me about the Red Rooster. I can't believe you would do that. Nah, it's okay. It's square-bound. I did not think... Well, maybe I should have thought, because I think I got, like, the old Deathmate crossover books out of the 50-cent bin. But I didn't expect to see, like, a very nice-looking square-bound Wildstorm book sitting in the 50-cent bin. So I got this thing out for free. I flipped through it. Like, the Wildstorm characters are not necessarily ones I'm super familiar with in all cases, but I thought the art in this was pleasing enough to look at, and Grifter looked like... in fact, I just flipped to the Grifter story. Grifter looked like he was having a great time in here, so I was like, I'm going to get this. If nothing else, that Grifter story ought to be fun to read. So I take this up to my shop, man, right at the counter, and I'm like, oh, Sean, I didn't expect to see, like, a square-bound book in your 50-cent bin. He's like, yeah, I just put a bunch of indie stuff in there to get rid of it. I'm like, okay. Well, don't exactly get my hopes up, Sean. I mostly got this because Grifter was on the cover. He's like, yeah, worst case scenario, you can kill flies with it. You're supposed to sell me your comics, dude. This is why I like him. He will actually give you an honest opinion about stuff most of the time. Like, maybe not like if it's new that week, but if it's something in the 50-cent bin or something out of the back issues bin, and you ask him about it, he'll be like, and let you know how it is. So he wasn't too enthusiastic about this, so I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it, but I don't know. It looks like it's going to be fun, man. These old books, Wildstorm books, man, they had some cool lineups on their staff. Man, look at this. Dan Abnett writing. You know I'm going to like that. Adam Hughes doing pencils. You know I'm going to like that. So I expect to actually really enjoy this. Wow, can I show that on stream? Is that like too much? That might be too much. I don't know. We could get in trouble here. But I don't know anything about this. Like, if this is just a bunch of one-shot stories or it's part of a crossover or what Thunderbook is. Clearly it's not Thunderdome because it's actually a book. Wildcats needs to come back. Didn't it come back? Didn't they just launch a new Wildcats series like last year? Did it already end? Did it already end? I honestly don't know. I remember there being a whole lot of hype for like 2 weeks. And then I'm not sure I ever actually saw the book in person. So I don't know. Let's look this up. Nope, never came out. Really? Oh my gosh. Wildcats 2019 canceled. Let's Google search this. Let's Google search this. I'm going to just throw this Graham Cracker newsletter over here so you got something else to look at. They always end up, these little pamphlets are pretty well produced. Wildcats isn't coming out right now. Or wait. Okay. Oh god, I went to Bleeding Cool. My computer's got all kinds of malware installed on it now. I apologize to everybody who my computer's going to infect in the future. Full screen capture. Am I showing anything sensitive over there? No. Okay, let's... Oh wait, that's game capture. That's not desktop capture. I can't even capture that desktop right now. I don't have it set up. Let me fix that real quick. I've started redoing all my layouts in OBS so that I could stream at 1080p instead of that 1920 by 1200 that I had streamed at. So I don't have all my layouts. I've just been putting them together as I've needed them. So you'll have to bear with me for a second. Let's see. Show right monitor. Let's see. FS for full screen, show right monitor. There we go. And now there's no source. You're just looking at darkness. I apologize for the absolute darkness you're looking at. Oh, I can do a browser source? How does that work? Hold on. Add source, browser source. And then I can what? I can put a URL in, so I could like click into this. And then we got a... Oh, it worked! What if I make this window bigger? Then we get like an ad on top. Okay. Well, up until that moment, oh my god, and now it's playing an ad. See, this is what happens when you go to Bleeding Cool. Never go to Bleeding Cool. This was a mistake. Abort mission. But yes, Wildcats isn't coming out. I'm going to go delete that scene and the source along with it. Oh my god, I deleted my freaking Elgato. Hold on, we can fix that. OBS, why you be like this, bro? Why you be like this? Alright, let me look back at the chat. The Shield and other characters in that universe seems to get passed around different companies and rebooted every 5-7 years. I think DC even had them a few years back. Yeah, you were right, Chance. They don't really get passed around. Archie owns them forever. So Archie will make a new imprint for those books. So like back in the day, it was like Archie, and then there was Red Circle, and somebody else might have owned them before that. And then they went from Red Circle, there was a period of dormancy, and then they went to Impact. But Impact was Archie, but printed by DC. Then after that, they went to... DC did a mini-series or something in the 2000s. I have... and a one-shot, too. I have some of that. So DC licensed them and used them. And then they went to... What is the current brand? Dark Circle or something like that? And I got some of those. I have the Black Hood ones. They're really violent. And they're violent like Punisher Max. Like they kind of feel like the Punisher Max book. I haven't looked to see if there are other books in that run. And then I can't remember if Archie published the Mighty Crusaders mini directly, or if they had Dark Circle publish it. Let me go look. But at the core, it's been Archie every time. Is kind of where I was going with that discussion. Is it's always been Archie. It's just sometimes they let somebody else play with their toys. Because Archie needs money, because Riverdale ain't paying. Let's see. Black Hood. Oh, it was... Mighty Crusaders was Dark Circle. And I guess the Super Teens one was actually published under the Archie name, because it's not here with the others. So there's like this. This came out like, I don't know, 2012 or something. I got a bunch of these. There were like 2 miniseries for the Black Hood, and I never looked to see if the other characters got minis. I guess they did, because here's a thing with... is that the Modern Shield? Or am I just blanking? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But then they did this, and I thought this was like the bee's knees, man. And it was all Archie. Dark Circle is just an imprint of Archie. There's nothing special about it. It's not like a separate company or anything. Let me put these back before I accidentally misplace them. I'm really bad about stuff like that. But yeah, before they were owned by Archie, I don't know if there was like a period in the 60s or something where somebody else owned them back then. That's kind of further back than I looked. I was just like looking to see like who Red Circle was, and it's like it's just all Archie. Yeah, that Black Hood is the same Black Hood that hangs out with the Mighty Crusaders. He was in the Impact universe. Well, it may not be the same character or the same human, but it's the same character. Because the Impact Black Hood was a dude that there were 2 of them in the annuals. It was this super serious Punisher guy. And in the ongoing, it was actually the Punisher dude was dead. and it was some kid wearing the mask. Oh, gosh. I did back some Indiegogos. What did I back? Where's my spreadsheet? Hold on, I got a spreadsheet I keep this stuff in. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to keep track. I need to check in on a bunch of books because I'm pretty sure Brand has shipped, but I never got mine. I don't know. I am going to have to go look that up. Let's see. Crowd funds. Here we go. Because, of course, I have a spreadsheet. I'm a nerd. What do you expect from me? Oh, boy. Let's see. Red Rooster. Cadence Lock is Fierce. Oh, I got to check in on that. That dude made some big promises. I never got that or that. Never got Brand. But what did I back? Let's see. Oh, no. Is it not all? It's not all here. It didn't save when I updated this? Or is it out of order? Oh, it's just out of order. Okay, okay. Let's see. So I backed Crosser's Gate issue 5. I backed like the rerun campaign for Heretique. I couldn't resist. See, no, that one I'd already backed. Oh, maybe I didn't back as many books as I thought. So I had those two. And Saving the World #2, where I got like the #1, the #2, and then like the Saving the Universe, whatever, Ashcan or whatever that's supposed to be. I do have a bunch of other stuff queued up to look at, but that's all I ended up buying? I would have sworn there was a 4th book. And maybe there is, and I just didn't put it in here. Wouldn't be the first time I've messed up on keeping track of stuff. Alright, let me close this spreadsheet because I can't see the chat while the spreadsheet's open. Let's see, wasn't done typing, but yeah, Heart Sewed, Tucci and Rags. You see the Niobe campaign? Yes, I did. I got it sitting in my Trello to check out this weekend after the stress of the work week is over and I can evaluate things without impulse purchasing. Let me see. Right here on my to-do list, I got Babylon working to look at, Niobe, a bunch of stuff that's in demand still for whatever reason, like Sucker Volume 2. I liked Volume 1, some vampire craziness. It was a good time. The Plot Holes, and Niobe. Oh, I got Nothing Man 5 here. I'm probably not going to actually back Nothing Man 5. I will probably just buy the single issue from John Rhodes later, because that's what I've done with most of the stuff he does. Oh no, I lost my window. There's my window. You never got your Gold Digger remastered. Really? My dude. You type that in and you get Kanye West. Gold Digger remastered. I think that was an Indiegogo? Gold Digger Lullaby version? What? Okay, if that wouldn't get me a copyright strike, I would go listen to that. Because that sounds ridiculous. Here you go, Fred Perry's Gold Digger Remastered Book 1. When was this supposed to be fulfilled? Because didn't they just run this campaign? Oh! It says the campaign's still running, my dude. It says it's got 28 days left. What'd they do, a 90-day campaign or something? I know I saw this campaign months ago. I'm not crazy, am I? Didn't they do that campaign months ago? They sent me an email about it, even. That's so weird. Man, I like Fred Perry's art. I gotta totally respect a guy who just kind of does, like, the crazy opus thing, where it's just like, this is my jam, and I'm gonna make it for forever. And then he just does. He just does. You gotta respect that. I think it's in demand. I'm looking at it right now on Indiegogo. Maybe they've run a second campaign, or they extended it somehow. But it says it's still running here. Okay, let me try adding my right monitor. Go away, Bleeding Cool. We're never gonna look at you again. This was a mistake. This was a mistake on my part. Remove. Go away. And let's Display capture, add source, display capture, and yes, that is in fact the correct monitor to display. So I'm looking at this right now, and it totally says 28 days left, my dude. Of course, now I can't see the dang chat. I need a third monitor. I really need a third monitor. So I don't know if it's the same campaign or what. There's a website that tells you that kind of stuff, right? Like campaigntracker.com or something like that. There's my window. Okay. Jeez, we've been talking for 30 minutes and I haven't even showed the 2 books I got. I haven't even showed the 2 books I got. The reason I do the stream. This is a new one for the brick. He goes, oh, okay. I got you, man. Well, that seems scummy if they haven't sent you the digitals yet. Maybe they just haven't made the digitals? I swear I can speak English. I mean, that's a possibility. Maybe they just don't exist yet because they're still coloring them. I don't know. But, oh, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Antarctic Press is kind of unreliable. There, I said it. I got it out there. AP is totally kind of unreliable, man. I was trying to find a way to use the coupon code they sent me, and I accidentally bought a book. And I sent them an email 5 seconds later. Waiting on your gold foil cover, gotcha. And I sent them an email like 5 seconds later, and I'm like, dude, this was an accident. There's nowhere to put my code. And they never responded to that email. I sent it to the email that the order said to send it to, and they never responded to it. 3 days later, I got my book in the mail, and I was like, I just learned that lesson, but at least it only cost me like, $7 or something after shipping. So it wasn't that like financially damaging to me, but that's still unreliable, man. If your sales manager is not checking your email, there's something wrong. Then they did that thing with that one rags cover. It was supposed to be up for like what, to the end of the year or something? And then they left it up for like another month for pre-orders instead of actually doing what they said. Their customer service seems kind of like an afterthought to them. So the fact that you're waiting on your gold foil cover, I believe it. You don't even, I just believe you straight up. You don't need to supply any evidence or anything. Because based on my experience with them, I know that's how they roll, man. That is absolutely how they howdy hoo-ha roll. Oh, man. I probably can't actually, open this or show you the entire cover without getting in trouble on YouTube. So we're just going to go like this. I'm going to pull it down here, and I'm going to look in here and see if there's anything kind of fun and obviously cute that I can show you. Oh my gosh, are we doing a Twin Peaks joke? Oh man! Dude, Ninja Weasel, you're probably the only person hanging out there that will get the Twin Peaks. My favorite episode of Twin Peaks too, the ending. It was a masterwork of surreality. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mirka's art in this is pretty cute. It's very cartoony. Her writing is pretty darn funny. And then it goes from being really funny to some serious feels territory, you know? Oh, they get married in this issue. There's her soon-to-be father-in-law walking her down the aisle. Her mother is not going to be happy about that. Her mother is definitely not going to be happy about... Wow. Oh my. I'm not really looking at anything I couldn't show you, but if I show it, it would be super spoilery, so I don't want to show it. Oh, Ninja, this might be something you're interested in as a comic. They got a preview for Queen of the Black Coast. I don't know if you know, Ninja, but the original Conan stories are starting to fall out of copyright. So that means that people can actually adapt those Conan stories, those old Howard books and Howard short stories. Every year, more of them will fall out of copyright. So you can actually adapt them. You just can't call it Conan. So clearly that's what they're doing here. It must be... I've never read those Howard books, but I take it that Belit, however you pronounce her name, is in like some of these very early ones. If they're doing a Queen of the Black Coast book. Yes, really. Absolutely, really. Let's see. Oh, apparently this Merca book had guest writers. That'll be interesting. I wonder if I've like noticed the change in... Oh, in fact, all of them did. And really interesting. So I guess she just did the art for some of these. That's kind of cool. Give up my arms. This expression does not even exist for the Sumerian. See? Conan, dude. But it's not from the Howard estate. Let's not show the whole thing there. Although it is kind of cute. You got Damiano hanging out. Some are precarious right there. It's kind of funny. You can still call him in the text the correct name. You can use those words, but there's real fine hairs to split when you're working with properties like that are still like under active management, because the copyright is owned by somebody else, so you can't use, or not the copyright, the trademark is owned by somebody else, so you can never put Conan up here at the title of the book. This could never be Justice League Conan. Marvel has the license for comic books named that, but you could do an adaptation of that story and name it something else, like Queen of the Black Coast, or Nokan, the Barbarian. That's kind of weird, but you could like do something like that and then have an adaptation of that story, or even reprint the same story, word for word, since it's out of copyright. So the contents of the book are okay, but the title may still be trademarked. Intellectual property law is weird stuff, and I only have an amateur's grasp of it. I'm sure the publisher at, I guess, Blaze is doing that adaptation. I thought I saw Boom on the book, because I saw one of these sitting on the shelf, or one of them sitting on the shelf. No, it must be a Blaze. I'm sure their lawyer like went over every inch of the script themselves, just to make sure things would be absolutely 100% kosher-rooney. That's like being kosher, but better, because it invokes Mickey Rooney, America's moral compass for many years. Nonak, the Eliza Barbarian. Yeah! Now you're talking! Now you're talking, Ninja Weasel. I am with you. I am with you. So yeah, Ninja, if you ever wanted to write a Conan story and get it published, you can do that. You just can't call him call it Conan on the cover, and you can only use for reference, like the background, the character as it exists in the copyright-free works. So you could write a Conan story based on Conan as he appeared in whatever the first work is, but you couldn't like take some like adaptation of like, or take like one of the Marvel stories, like the Serpent War or something, and readapt that, because that's still under copyright. There's a lot of old characters like that are starting to fall out of copyright too. So I need new adaptation. I need new adaptations of my PJ Superpowers, guys. To think like. Yeah. I mean, if you go back in the day, Captain Marvel, now branded as Shazam, was as popular as Superman. Like, he outsold Superman. Fawcett sold better than Action Comics sometimes, which that seems absolutely crazy looking back on it from a period of today to the past. But that's why DC sued Fawcett Comics and eventually bankrupted them. It was because Captain Marvel was selling better than Superman. Comics history is a weird, weird place. It's a weird, weird time. I gotta admit, a lot of the characters they use in Project Superpowers, I don't know that much about. Like, you talk about the Black Terror, he's a pretty cool guy. Like, he looks cool. You check that dude out, and you're like, yeah, that dude looks like he is a bad pulp hero who's ready to just shoot you or stab you or throw you out of an airplane. Kind of like the Shadow. Oh, Dynamite does, they did a mini for, or actually I guess it's probably a couple different minis for the Spider, who was a pulp hero I never really heard about till I picked up one of those books out of the 50-cent bin. It was a weird book, if I remember right. I might be confusing it with another book I got from them, but it was like, there was like prose, and then like a picture, and then prose, and that's how every page was. It's kind of a weird format. It was like a picture book as opposed to a comic book, which, that's cool and all. You know, I can dig that, but that is not what I expected when I picked that up. I would actually like to sit down and read a bunch of old pulp stuff. I just don't feel like I have time to sit down and read it. I don't even have time to read... There, I have had this for a year, and I still haven't read Blake Northcott's The North Alley Grimoire. I still got the seal on it. This is the original copy I got sent. It's got this terrible crink in it, and she sent me a new copy to replace it, which is super sweet. But I haven't even read that thing, and it's been sitting there ready to be read for forever. Yeah, I had to approve that comment, but I'm not going to argue with what you said. Because it's true. It's absolutely true. Oh, man. Alright, let's flip open Justice League Dark here. I'm pretty sure this will be safe to show on stream, unlike potentially Unsacred. What was going on in this? Oh, yeah. Everything was going wrong. That's what's going on. The rot was turning everybody into mushrooms. Everything was going crazy for everybody. Meanwhile, you got the Upside Down Man hanging out somewhere, getting ready to eat everybody. Oh, I've been enjoying Justice League Dark, but man, it is super duper depressing. I still got to read. I bought these, I don't know, a month ago. I still got to read the dang things. All these things, which I think this kind of encapsulates like what's going on with DC right now. You've got villain fighting villain, because that's what the DC universe has turned into, is just evil. This is totally like it said on the cover, man. You're the villain. They're living up to it. They're absolutely living up to the idea of this. This is the you're the villain. I don't know why I said it like that, but I totally did say it like that. I'm going to do one quick thing here. Let's see. Let's make this like that. I'm just going to clean up my OBS real quick. Let's lock that into place. And let's get rid of that here. Yeah, that's perfect. And then here, this needs to get shrunk down to like that. Let's lock it and go back to the... Okay, there we go. I just fixed OBS. Let's see. Well, at least there are still heroes. That's true. The heroes are just pretty darn beleaguered. Like Dr. Fate. Man, Dr. Fate isn't even really Dr. Fate anymore. He doesn't have the power of Naboo. Because Naboo turned evil and tried to destroy the universe to prevent something. I'm not quite sure what the Lords of Order plan was now that I started talking about it. They were going to kill magic because magic bad, even though magic was the only thing that can save them from the Upside Down Man. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Is this sized correctly? I feel like there should just be a way I can, like, should be able to right-click and be like, full screen this son of a gun. Whatever. I'll fix this later. Something's going to bug me no matter what I'm doing here, because I started doing things live. Here the villain has been great in some aspects. The Leviathan left much to be desired. Oh wow, the moon's really bright outside. I like the stuff in Silencer Man. That crazy underlife, John Wick kind of madness going on. Like, I dug that. But when Event Leviathan was like the thing, I went, no! No! We don't need that. We absolutely don't need that jazz in our lives. And I feel pretty safe in that judgment. Like, you start throwing Bendis' name. Oh my god. I saw like a panel of Superman. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go find that now. I'm gonna have to go find that. Twitter. Superman. Latest. What was it like? Was it news? It was earlier today. It was like somebody had excerpted it. This just showed up on my timeline. And I was just kind of like, oh, that is the worst writing. They have the word lots of? Something like that? Let's see if I can find this. Lots of. Like, that sounds like Bendis speak. You throw the word lots of in there. Now I'm not seeing it. That was an image post. Maybe if I just search for photos, Superman, it'll show up. Won't this show things in chronological order? No, they're in all kinds of crazy order. Never mind. Anyway, there was something really cringy in Action Comics 1022, I think was the number. Oh, why don't I search for that? 1022 Action. Let's see, there's the cover. Nope, not seeing it. Maybe I got the wrong issue number here then. But I would have sworn. I would have sworn. Anyway, Bendis is just not the right person to be writing this stuff. His writing style is not the correct writing style for a book about a hero like Superman. Like, nothing in Superman should sound common. It shouldn't sound like something that you or I would say to each other. It should all sound larger than life, because that's what it is. The only time he shouldn't sound larger than life is when he's just like hanging out with his kid or something. In which case, he should sound like a dad. Ah, I can't find it. Why can't I find it? Why is this impossible to find? Oh my gosh. I don't... Okay, this sounds okay. God, this... Wait. Okay, so that's probably Connor, right? So that's gonna be Jonathan Kent? Is Connor even... Is... DC hurts my head. At least Grandma. Like, Ma Kent sounded good. Like, hug your grandma now. Like, that actually sounds like a grandma. And I can buy that. I can absolutely buy that. Why can I not find the thing I want to make fun of now? Isn't that the way it goes? You see something, you remember that something, and then you never, ever find the dang thing again? I have never seen a website as hard to navigate as Twitter, man. Like, you'll be looking at something, and everything will just shift on your screen, and you can't see it. And you can't see it again. You'll never find it in your lifetime. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to abandon this quest of nothingness here and get back to talking about comic books that I actually have in my possession, right here, Justice League Dark. It's been a interesting ride getting here. Absolutely interesting. Maybe not the best ride, but a good one. I'm going to search for 1022 and Superman. Come on, this was just this morning. Twitter. This was just this morning. Yeah, it's not here. Maybe it got deleted. It must have got deleted. That's my guess. Okay, none of these Twitter notifications matter. Alright, moving on. Moving on, my dudes. Thank you so much for your patience, your forbearance, and hanging out with me. So, in fact, that's not even the older Dr. Fate. That's his former mentee, Khalid, who seems like a pretty cool kid, even though he spent like the first part of Justice League Dark frozen as an image on a vase. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I see crazy magic, and I'm sold. Look at this. This looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know what's going on here, but we got some crazy looking... Oh, look at this! Oh, yeah, they were, Zatanna and John Constantine, like, went into, like, the heart of the rod or something. So I think they're fighting, the Arcane guy. Not Abby Arcane, but her uncle, whose name I'm blanking on. Ugh. Man, I couldn't even imagine, like... You know, because you can get your eye put out of its socket. And I couldn't even imagine that. That's got to be... If you still see out of that, that has to be beyond horrifying. That's got to be, like, some crazy madness. Like... Did anybody ever ask Big Van Vader what it was like when his eye got pulled out of its socket when that dude did an eye rake when they were wrestling? Like, Big Van Vader is crazy though. He pushed his eye back in the socket. He also had a broken nose, and they just kept wrestling. Like, that's nuts. Wrestlers are crazy, and that's just a fact. Actually, there's nothing to argue about there. That's just straight up, yeah. That's just a fact. That's a factamundo. That's life. Wrestlers are crazy. But this looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Do I want to look at one more? So there's John Constantine, and that's Abby Arcane. So while she's busy fighting the big bad, he must be about to broker some kind of deal that they're all going to regret. Because that's what John Constantine does. Oh, what? You thought that things would be easy? I don't think so. Let's make them complicated, because I'm literally going to make a soul pact with not one, but 3 devils. Yeah, I have that Hellblazer graphic novel. It is over on my bookshelf that way, and it is absolutely as fantastic as you think. Yes, oh my gosh, which general was that? That was Three Kingdoms period. Oh. Chinese General 8 Eyeball. It was one of Cao Cao's generals, right? That's the guy. I don't know how to actually pronounce this because IPA symbols are crazy. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a sound file? Can I actually play this? Okay, Zhao Dun. I would have said Zihao Dun, but whatever. Yeah, that guy. He totally got the arrow to the eye, ripped it out, ate the thing. There was a webcomic I used to read a long time ago where, like, the ongoing joke, it had, like, all the Three Kingdoms generals in it. And the ongoing joke for him was that he always wanted to make, like, eyeball dumplings. Because they... you know, he's from the part of China in the north where they eat a lot of wheat, and so they make a lot of dumplings, as opposed to below whichever river. There's like a divide. If you're in northern China, there's a lot of wheat. If you're in southern China, there's a lot of rice. And so being from northern China, it was all wheat, and so he, like, the joke was the eyeball dumplings. I had to explain way too much of that, so that was not actually funny at all, was it? That was a pretty interesting comic. There was a joke in there about the yellow turbans and how they made the turbans yellow. And let's just say that they weren't dyed. Yeah. I'm 12, okay? Shut up. What is this? So, that's all the stuff I got this... Oh, wait. I got stuff in my backpack. What am I talking about? Hold on, I forgot. Oh. I got stuff in here. Bro. I got stuff. I should be able to show that cover. Don't I already have this issue? Hold on. Man, me and these resealable bags, we're arch enemies. I tell you, we are ancient enemies. That looks like that is either a Silver Age or a thick size bag. So we'll just put that down here with the Silver Age stuff, and we'll get this Gemini out of my way. You bet I'm on the Rags Patreon. That's why I get a package from Thomas Floramonte at Kablam. I own some of his inking work, or not the work itself, but like some of his books that he's worked on in the past, because he used to do inking. He did a bunch of stuff for Malibu, and I just noticed the same name. But yeah, I totally got this. Not sure I can... Yeah, I guess I can show a little of this, like... Boom. Crazy colors, man. This was actually colored by Raven, wasn't it? Do you say in the front, Brian? I'm afraid to show anything on the stream here. Well, that still says Capuchin, but that's not right. I don't think. Because I thought Capuchin's last work was issue 5. Huh. Who knows? Anyway, I got it. I can't really flip through it, but I've already done a review of the digital of this months ago, so you can go check that out if you're interested. Oh boy. I will come back to your question. I'm not trying to get out of it or anything, but I got to think about that, what you asked me a little bit there, Eli Easy, and I'll come back. I'll read your question for the whole audience, and I got this thing to open first, which I'm, due to the fact that it's a cylinder and has addresses all over it, I will have to open it off stream and get out whatever's in here. But it's from the Sporkman dudes. Hold on, I think I can show a little of that. There's Sporkman Studios. I guess they're finally fulfilling their campaign. It took them long enough. They're actually on my list of people I need to badger. Badger. I live in Wisconsin. Everything is badger this or badger. Where are my scissors? Oh my gosh, I've lost my... There's my scissors. Okay, so apparently my scissors had migrated to where I have some hard drives stacked up over there. Why they were losing my hard drives, I don't know. Come on, tape. There we go. Got sticky tape everywhere. Sticky tape. That should be the name of a band or something. Hey man, we're with the sticky tape crew. In fact, that sounds like a band from the 90s that was like ironic and funny. Like did some kind of trip hop or something, but it was like comedy trip hop. Wow, I cannot get the end of this tube off. That's what she said. Okay, I got something in here. I think this should all be safe for work. If it's not, we'll be slapping a mature rating on the stream later. So we got a Sporkman vinyl something. This feels like vinyl. Is it a sticker? Yeah, it looks like a sticker. Okay. Then we got like a roll of prints here. With a painter's tape, which ought to come off easy enough. I'm doing it off camera because I don't trust my fingers to do this in a way that's pretty. Oh, there we go. Now, some people can do that. Sticky tape. Oh, for soul. Oh my gosh, ninja. Ninja. Oh, you got it. I will... Eli, I will get to you, man. I promise. I promise. I just really got to see what's in here. That's kind of cool. Oh, wait, did I show the whole thing? Probably not. It's kind of cool. It's pretty big. This is like about the size of a page of comic art, actually. This is like the size of an artboard. And then, what's the other one? Also, kind of cool. The fact that it's all curled up is a bummer. But hey, that's what happens when you send stuff in poster tubes. It curls up like a poster does. So we got that. We got that. Alright, let's just set these aside, and we will tackle the rags question. So, I feel like for this, I need to... You still have soul coughing? I forgot all about it until you mentioned it. Yeah. I haven't heard that many soul coughing songs, but every one of them I've heard, I think I've enjoyed. But you know what? Much like you, I think I forgot about soul coughing until like now. Because if I think back in time, the last time I listened to soul coughing had to have been before I got my... before when I was still like doing my sabbatical from reality during my bohemian phase, and that would have been something like 10 years ago now. Okay, so Eli, easy, my dude. So I gotta do like some full disclosure kind of stuff before I answer that question, because if I don't, you may think I am, or somebody may think I'm doing something improper. And as anybody who's ever been around the military knows, the appearance of impropriety is as bad as the impropriety itself. You don't even look like you're doing something bad, so that nobody thinks you're doing anything bad, so that nobody gets in trouble. Pretty simple concept. And I am gonna take a drink of my soda, and be right back. So I've been a member of the Rags Patreon for since like March or February 2018. So I've been around for a long time. And back when there was some controversy happening, I stood up for them, or I just called some stuff out or something. I forget the exact details. Brian Ball probably remembers. He probably remembers this like exactly verbatim what the posts and the discussion were. But I called some stuff out, and after that, no, I gotta go back one more step. I'm sorry. So go back to like early February 2018 or something like that, and Brian was giving out issue 1 digital for free. You had to go to Indie Planet to download it, but you go there, you get it. You got that for free. Plus, it was the issue 0 preview, and you just got it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I guess I will just join their Patreon for a month and give them a few bucks. So I joined the Patreon at like the $5 tier, and like a month went by, stuff happened, like their Antarctic Press deal made the news. Somebody else's Antarctic Press shenanigans happened, and they got kind of caught up in the middle of some stuff, and I was there. I was just kind of like, look, guys, what are you doing? This is messed up. And like I try to do is I just like try to speak plainly. I'm just like, look, everybody's acting kind of wrong. You did this and this, and it's not really fair to them. And then they reacted badly because da 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 da. And anyway, after that, geez, that might have happened in June or something. I forget when that happened. So I ended up hanging around on their Patreon for a couple of months, and I was going to drop it, and then all that went down, and Brian decided that I was cool. And so I got like slightly elevated privileges on the Patreon Discord. Like I can participate in some chats about like the book and the future direction and things like that. So I like have a little bit of privileged knowledge, and even though I still am a member of the Patreon, I'm on the operator tier, which gets me the variant covers. You know, I'm still not like your normal, I have joined the Patreon and I'm a regular operator type person. I don't really get any perks aside from being able to talk to Brian more than probably other people do. So I just wanted to get that backstory out there so you understood where I'm coming from. To answer your question more directly, which tier would I recommend? If you don't mind... No, that's wrong. We started. There are 3 options that I would say are probably good. There's the one that gets you the regular cover for each issue, and that gets you a book like every 3 months or something like that. And if I remember right, it's like $5 a month. It might be $10 now. Brian has been he made some changes a while back, and I haven't looked at the Patreon tiers to see what all those changes are because they didn't affect me because I just stayed an operator. And I'm still just doing the thing I've always been doing, or I've been doing since I upgraded back a year and a half or more ago. So you get like 1 book every couple of months. It's the new issue. It's the regular cover. And it's cool. Like if all you want is the book, that's kind of like the cheap way to get in because you're paying, you know, $15 or something, and you get 1 copy, and it's awesome. It is the jam because it's a great book. If you go up to the operator tier, which is where I'm at, and I think that's still $20. There used to be like 4 tiers or something. You know what? Let me just pull up the Patreon. That way I am not talking out of my buttocks at you. Because really, if I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to try to speak authoritatively, I should actually have my fact in my... Oh my god, I'm not logged into... Hold on, let me log into Patreon. I swear, every time I close the window where Patreon's at, it logs me out, even though I don't want it to. We use cookies to improve your experience. Oh my gosh, I forgot that I have cookies. Hello, please confirm your Oh my gosh, really? What is wrong with you, Patreon? Go away. Let's see, can I even look at the tier? Let's see. New Age Ninja Corps. It used to be Rag Zombie or something, but Brian wanted to expand it to include other projects. Let's see. My membership. Can I look at the tiers? Let's see. Yeah, so I'm Operator First Arc. I don't know what that means. And there's a person other than Grunt. What are the other tiers? And that's just kind of like you want to donate. You give $1, you get the digitals. It is absolutely the best deal. Like, if you give them $1 right now, at that tier, you can get all the digitals. That's my understanding, is you got like all 7 current issues in digital format. You can just get them. So that's clearly like the bargain tier. $1, get stuff. It's only digital though. Then let's see, we got the Battle Buddy tier, which is, oh, that gets you the regular book. Yeah, so that's the $5 tier. So that's probably kind of, if you want physical, the like bargain way to go. I don't know why I'm playing with this rubber band I found on my desk. I even had to tie it back into place. I guess my fingers needed something to do, but Battle Buddy, you get like the 1 regular copy, so that's like every 3 or 4 months or something, you get an issue. It's got the, they call it like the normie cover. And And that's fine. That's what I originally signed up for, because I was just going to do it for like a month, and then I did it for like another month. And then Brian, I somehow won the Easter egg search for issue 1, and he sent me the Tim Lim variant for issue 1. Even though technically I didn't, I think he just got tired of people sending him a lot of mail, and he just gave it to me. It's like, okay. Muffin Bear, I don't think there's that many people at that tier. You get the normie cover, and you get like one of the other variant covers, but not all of them. Oh, I see. There's like first arc and second arc, and oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I'm so sorry. I forgot that at some point, or I didn't forget. I just am misreading what it's saying. So yeah, if you had joined in the past, it would have been like $5 a month. I don't know if you can still join that tier. It gives me the button here, so maybe you can. But in the future, that $5 a month is moving to a $10 a month thing. I think is how this is supposed to work. And so you could join for that, and that gets you into the future with the normie covers. And the reason for that is just international shipping. Or maybe it's just only international people that have to sign up for the second arc version. I forget ski. Brian has also had to do a whole bunch of stuff on the back end in the past few days to like straighten up stuff, because when they added the sales tax stuff into Patreon, it kind of messed up everybody's stuff, and he had to go rebuild a lot of things. So that kind of stunk for him. So the Muffin Bear tier gets you the normal cover. It gets you the one other cover. They're usually pretty cool covers, like, not gonna lie. And then I am straight up just like at the operator. I guess I'm at the operator's second arc. I don't really know what I'm paying. I should go look at my receipt because I just got sent one. So I either got like the $20 or $25 charge, and you get all the covers. There's an asterisk next to that, of course, because there are things like prizes for doing stuff and things like that that not everybody can get. But the general idea is the operator tier gets you all your books. And that's like $20 or $25 a month. That's a lot of money. But you know what? I like what these guys do, so I'm willing to go for it. Little Too Rich for My Blood is the next operator tier up. That one throws in a poster. And yeah, I have nowhere. I don't want the posters. I have nowhere to hang them, so that doesn't appeal to me. If you like a poster, you know that it's like an extra $10-15 a month, and you get a poster every couple of months. So if posters are your jam, that is probably the way to go. But now we're moving up to the next tier, the highest one, the Covert Operator tier. And this, I'm just straight up going to admit, it's way too expensive for me, because it's like $50 a month. You get everything. You can get some back issue stuff fulfilled. I'm not 100% sure of the scope of what that fulfillment looks like, but you can totally get some of the back issues fulfilled if you don't have the physicals. He'll send you like signed books. I think right now he's also got like the creator forms from CGC, so the people that have signed books that go with that. He's actually, I believe, including those slips, so that they can go get those books graded and get the correct label of, yeah, the creator signed this book kind of stuff put on it. Oh, we actually outlasted the music, which means it is going to be time for me to call it a stream here in just a minute. And then, let's see, Covert Operator, they have their own exclusive store, which has merch no one else can buy in it. And Brian also like works with people to create merch that they want for that tier. I think somebody recently wanted like something as a print, and so Brian made it for them, and that way they can get like the exact item that they wanted, you know? Which you gotta admit, that's kind of cool that a creator would go do that. I mean, yeah, it's making him money, obviously, but there's that. Oh, I think I'm missing something, though. I think... Hold up. I take back something I said earlier. I think I said operators get all the covers. I don't think that's necessarily true anymore, because I think the covert operator tier gets like their own super exclusive cover, which I don't think I get. Or if I do, I get it just because Brian is being nice to me. So if you think that is affecting my judgment of which tier you should go for, you can judge for yourself that fact. So I think I kind of made a mess of some of that because of the changes that have been made to the Patreon in the last 6 months or something since I last looked at the tiers. But that's the general idea. If you just want the normal cover, the Battle Buddy tier will get it to you. If you want the normal cover and one of the variants, then the Muffin Bear tier will get you that. If you want the main cover and several variants, the Operator tier will get you that one. And then if you want the main cover and literally everything else, it will be the Covert Operator tier. And if you want that one, hold on, which has back issues and variants, that is Covert Operator. Is there a way I can link that to you? I can click join. That's not what I want to do. There's only 3 of those slots left open right now, according to the Patreon. So if you want to go for that, you should get in on that as sooner rather than later. Brian, I think, just opened up like 5 slots or something earlier today or yesterday because people kept requesting it. He's trying to limit that because providing those signed issues and stuff like that is a lot of logistical work for him. But that one entitles you to back issue fulfillment of some nature. I'm not sure if you get literally every cover or if you get like some of them or something. Let me go look. Let me go look before I make final pronouncement here, because I know what, or he has told me what he's sending to some of the people. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's some stuff. Hey, new. In fact, you just made a post for new people, so this is super convenient. Let me plug my headset back in. And maybe I shouldn't be reading this to you because this is like on the Discord in a section where not everybody can see. But since it says on the Patreon that there's some back issue stuff, I feel like I can just read you this. Let's see. Once things start calming down, and things are crazy. Keep that in mind. Things are crazy right now. Things are absolutely crazy all around the world. I can't talk about it on YouTube because I'll get in trouble, but things are crazy. Whether we're talking about like the stuff that was crazy just a week ago or the stuff that's crazy right now, the world is kind of crazy, and Brian is kind of caught up in that stuff with one of his jobs. But let's see, once things start calming down, he's going to start issuing back issues. He has to build a Google form to do this, and he wants to make sure it goes smoothly. And then there are some covers you can't get because they're specialized, like that one Robots cover that I got for cashing out a Discord game a while back, the Metal G.I. Joe Brian Shearer cover, the Mad Mori variants that only Mad Mori can give people, and I think he's out of those. All that stuff you can't get, but you can get, it looks like from what he's written here, all the normal variant covers. So all the things that Battle Buddies, Muffin Bears, and Operators have gotten in the past is all fair game for you to receive. So if you want to like try to scoop up the back issues, I don't know when he's going to start doing those things. Let me be absolutely clear for that. I don't know when he's going to start this kind of fulfillment, because it says here once things start calming down. But it's definitely something he wants to do. And that is, sadly, the $50 a month tier. That is a lot of cash. I tried to talk them out of having such an expensive tier. They didn't listen to me. But, you know, there's 20-something people in that tier, I think. And they all really seem to like the stuff they're getting. So maybe I'm wrong. I will just be fair. I was wrong. People dig it. And that's cool. There's so if you want all the variants and back issue stuff, that is the tier you got to go for, my dude, Mr. Eli Easy. That is the tier you got to go for, and whew, those are some high stakes. And Brian tries to be fair with everything he does. Like, he doesn't want anybody to feel like they're getting screwed over or, you know, unfairly charged or anything like that. So, I'm sure if you joined and started talking with, well, maybe not Brian because he's out, but you can probably talk to, like, Shane, for example, or I don't want to say the name she's called on Discord because it's an insulting in-joke, and I don't really like what they named her, but yeah, Chuck Taylor, CT. You could talk to her. Like, I guess if you just go into, like, the Tier 1 channel and you ask some questions, somebody that knows, whether that's me or Brian or Shane, could get back to you with the answer to those questions. So I hope I've done an okay job of explaining this, because I'm like you, bro. There's like 5 tiers that you can pick from, and that is a lot of stuff. And it's true, the stuff stacks up the more you go. The higher up you go, the more cool stuff you get. And for me, that $20 operator tier is like a sweet spot. I can get really cool stuff, and it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg, because I couldn't afford the $50 a month. I don't have that kind of money laying around, which they make fun of me for, too. So, in secret, when it's like just us talking, they will like give me that look like, come on, dude, you can't afford that. And I'm like, I can't afford that, bro. I can't afford that. But it's all in good fun. Like, that's one thing that is absolutely a thing I like about that Discord community. It's made up of the people that are like higher up in it. Many of them are veterans. So, not Trent, but like Brian, me. I think there's one guy that's still active duty. So kind of the people that are the core advisory body. Oh, I'm making this sound like it's some kind of secret government council or something. But, you know, there's a lot of veterans there. Tend to be kind of chill, kind of relaxed. We want to make sure everybody gets what they're paying for. We don't want anybody to feel left out. Brian routinely asks, hey, did everybody get their stuff, for example? And if somebody didn't get their stuff, he starts figuring out, because he pulls up like his invoices and all that and checks to see, hey, did you guys send this to the person that you were supposed to send it to? And he's gotten kind of messed up in the past, especially when some of the current stuff that's going on, and I can't say the name, but the thing that's making people cough a lot started kicking in, and the printer started working remotely. That kind of cut down their throughput. So things have been a little bit late. But Brian tries to keep on top of that kind of stuff. I think he does a pretty good job. It's always very approachable. And if anybody's being mean, somebody says, hey, please don't be mean. And usually that's enough to resolve the problem. It's just like some polite talking. Oh, Eli Easy, I've been talking for an hour and a half. I think I'm losing my voice. So I hope I have answered your question, because we have literally spent a 20-minute Rags infomercial here. Well, the plan is, after this current story arc finishes up, after issue 7 is finished, there is more stuff in the works. There's the Sailor Rogowski stuff. I glanced at the script for that one time. And then I stopped glancing at it and was just kind of like, oh, that's some cool art. So there's like that. There's another side story that's like sword and sorcery or medieval fantasy or something that's supposed to get made. Then there's like the whole, and I'm going to use words Brian doesn't like, but it's what everybody calls it, Season 2 stuff. That's definitely in the works. That's going to introduce the third of the characters to the trio out of Rags, the Operator, and Muffin Bear. Or, is that her name? Oh god, what is her name? I don't remember her name. Doesn't matter. But there's like a third one. Yeah, I know you're Kid Dynamite. You're also Kid Dynamite on Twitch, right? Like, yes, I know that. I just may not always consciously be aware of that. But when I see your name there, I remember, oh yeah, he's that guy that posts those videos of his cool hauls of stuff. Alright, you all, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry this turned into a Rags infomercial, but man, I got asked a question, and then I had to go educate myself live on camera to make sure I was giving him the correct answers, because I surely would hate to give people incorrect stuff. If you're more interested in this discussion, you should... It's your old username on YouTube's? Gotcha. If you're interested in learning more, like... I don't know if you have Twitter, but you can message... Well, probably not Brian, because I don't know how much he's going to be around at his desk. But there's the guy that runs the ad account. Is it Rags News or at the... No, it's not Rags News. It's the other one. Ginger Dominion. Hold on. Let me link this. Like, you might not be able to get hold of Brian just because life is super crazy for him. But if you're on Twitter, you can message that guy and ask him some of the questions, and he will be able to give you probably more correct answers and information than I was giving you, because part of what he does is he tries to manage some of the promotional aspects of how all this stuff does. He doesn't get paid for it either. He just does it because he likes doing it, and he likes Brian. So you might want to message him if you're on Twitter, and message him, tweet at him, or shoot him a DM or something. If you just tweet at him, like, feel free to add me to the tweet, and I will be happy to help out with the conversation in any way I can. But I definitely got to go, because if I keep going, I'm going to go hoarse, and I make my living by talking on the phone all day. So I should get going. My man, Ninja Weasel, Chance, Eli Easy, and all my lurkers, because I think I saw something like I had several lurkers earlier. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. As they say in the neighborhood, much love, take care of yourselves, and until next time, bye-bye and stuff. Thumbs up, everybody.